this journey we'll ride with our passion burning bright. Up and spur. White shirts on the pitch, running fast through the night. Every heart beating loud under floodlit sky bright. So to London stand strong, in the stands they belong. Voices echo like thunder, to the club they sing along. Up and Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. King's fire in his eyes, glory's what he seeks. With every goal he flies, rising to new peaks. From the lake to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. The pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. With all our might. With all our might.
Good evening and welcome to THFC Till I Die. I'm doing it again. This with the hands. I need to stop
The
doing
hands.
this.
Listen, you just want to you just want to bring the audience into a loving embrace. That's why you're reaching out.
That's it. We've been through a shit enough season as it is. I just want to give a bit of love out. But anyway,
Exactly
good evening
right.
and welcome to your number 2 Irish Spurs channel in the world. We're not number 1 yet, but Mr. Harris, if you're watching, I'm coming for you. Hang on, I'm coming for you. Welcome to THFC Till I Die, home of Tottenham past, present, and exciting future under Bob. We did Steve earlier. It's Bob now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I talked about it on the pre-record, which is going out 10 o'clock tonight. Our predicted lineup. So do give that a watch and do give that a like as well. Steve's been an interesting weekend of football. Before we get on to Tottenham, them lot down the road drew against Brentford, which means Liverpool can claim the title next weekend. If you're looking at the Premier League as a whole, man, and I hope you're all right. How are you first? And I hope everything's all right with you. Do you think Liverpool are worthy winners? Worthy champions?
Without a doubt. They were the most consistent this year, right? And a lot of credit goes to Arne Slot, right, for a first-time manager in the Premier League to come in to install his philosophy of how he plays football, and to have a team buy in that quick, to believe in the squad, and to go out there and dominate in the fashion that they've dominated. Now, of course, they had some hiccups in the European play and things like that. But that being said, and then of course the cup loss to Newcastle and things like that. But for the most part, it was kind of obvious that Liverpool were going to take the Premier League very early this season. But overall, I've actually liked this Premier League season because we're seeing teams finishing in the top 6 that otherwise would not be there. Nottingham Forest having an absolutely terrific year. I like the year that what Fulham and Bournemouth have done this year as well too. And then you see traditional top 10 teams falling outside the top 10. Manchester United has fell off a cliff. West Ham has fallen off a cliff. Mm-hmm. And Tottenham, our beloved Tottenham Hotspur have had one of the most catastrophic seasons that I can remember for a team. But that being said, man, overall, I've really enjoyed this Premier League season, and I do have to say that number one, my picks for relegation this year, 2 of 3 have come to fruition. But the third, which was I think it was Everton that I had going down. On paper this year, Everton looked terrible. Didn't get off to a good start, but then of course David Moyes, the savior, comes in and keeps them above the relegations. Keeps them, works wonders and keeps them above the relegation line. So congratulations to Everton and David Moyes. At least you're going to open your new year in the Premier League next year, which is how it should be.
And a fantastic new stadium as well, actually.
Yeah.
And I tell you one thing as well, Steve. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm so sorry to see these old stadiums go.
I do
like
too.
White Hart Lane, like Goodison Park, like Roker Park, like for Sunderland, the Dell for Southampton. It's just a shame. Man United and Old Trafford's going in a couple of years' time. It's just
and by the way,
these old stadiums going like.
Did you see the renderings for the new Old Trafford or the new stadium they're building? It looks ridiculous, ridiculous. But by the way, what was but before the stadium light with Sunderland? What was the ground that they used to play on? It's slipping me right now.
Roker Park.
Roker Park. There you go. Yeah. I've seen pictures of Roker Park. Phenomenal.
Yeah. The new Man United Stadium, without all the I don't know what it is around it.
It looks like a circus tent.
I get it. The stadium itself inside looks fantastic, but it's just the outside bit. It's just gone. Maybe Colin, when he comes on next week, will get his reaction for that. But let's welcome a few people in the chat. They don't want to hear about us. They want to hear about them, and rightly so. This is what this is about. It's all about you guys. Well, they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear me talk. They want to hear Steve talk, not me. But anyway, it's
Wayne. They don't want to hear me talk. They really don't.
We'll put Wayne in charge. Wayne, come on. I'll send you the link. You can host the show. Me and Steve can take the night off. Wayne goes, good. Sorry for that, Wayne. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well and enjoying the weekend. Having a good weekend, actually. Arsenal drawing.
I
Liverpool about to win the league. Yeah. What else? Yeah, it's been a good weekend. But yeah, big up to Wayne. I hope you're doing all right. Big up to Mr. Dan Davenport. Big up Danny Boy. He says, hey, Dermot and Stateside Steve. Big up, Dan Boy. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Lee Carrick. Big up, Lee. Hope you're doing well. He says, Dermo. Hello, sir. Hello, Lee. Let me know when you get you one, Lee, as a guest. It says, I'm about to head out to work, but I dropped a like. I shared your page. Have a good evening, ladies and gents. Well, big up to you, Lee. And be like Lee. Be a member. Be a member. Make sure we've got a lot of stuff coming up planned for next season for you members. We rarely do. We're going to double down hard on it next season. Big up to David Clark. Hi to everyone in the chat. Ange has become so desperate. He's coming up with mole stories. David,
don't know about that.
Come on, David. Now, come on. To deflect from his poor coaching. We are going to talk about it. I think it's worth talking about. We are going to talk about it.
Yes, we will. We will.
I think there's something to it.
I'll just say that Ange Postecoglou has deflected nothing. He's accepted responsibility for the results this year. He's deflecting nothing. I'll just say that it's believable. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I like what Wayne's.
Oh, I know. I saw that too.
Anyway, some crack if he did come in, by the way. Big up to Lee says, you'll get my reaction too, guys, if I can join you next weekend. Of course you can. You can join us next weekend, Lee. We'd love to get your reaction as a Man United fan, seeing Liverpool win another league. I'm sure he's going to be very polite and well-mannered. And hello. He's here. Give us a thumbs up if you're ready to come on. Yeah, he's here.
There it is.
Hello. He is here, but we can't see him. So, but now we can.
Evening, guys. So sorry I'm late. I'm so sorry.
You're grand. Look, these things happen. How are you, man? You're all right, though?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Like I say, I feel really bad for being late. And
don't worry about it. I've been late loads of times, and I run the channel. Don't know. Believe me, I've done that more times than. I mean, I'm late for Steve's show every Saturday. I mean, that's just. I'd be late for my own funeral, as we discussed this morning.
And the ironic part about the entire thing is I'm chronically early. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's the first one in here. I mean, I come in here about 10 to 8 thinking nobody's here. And there's Steve go, come on, let's go. And there's me, James, saying, no, we're going to do it the proper way. We're going to do it the right way. We're going to be fashionably late and we're going to go on when we want to. We're superstars. We're what you call, we're pop stars that Nolan, Liam Gallagher.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. That's so funny.
I don't know which one's going to be Nolan or Liam out of us two. I don't know who you want to be.
Well, why don't you just go look at your Wonderwall, bud?
Yeah. Oh God, not start this again. We went through this last week. You a big Oasis fan, are you, James?
Yeah, I've been to see him live once.
Oh, you're lucky. I've always wanted to see Oasis live.
Yeah. Which one was it? It was the Dig Out Your Soul tour. The last tour that they really did. Saw them with a friend at the Birmingham NEC. Absolutely amazing live.
I've seen Bowie live. I saw him at the Point live, and Bowie live is brilliant. I don't know if you guys remember Net Aid, do you? Back in '99. It was like it was like Live Aid. Did you mean James remember Live Aid like back in
I remember Live
I remember Live Aid. I remember Live Aid as well too. Yeah, for sure.
And it was something similar to that. And George Michael was on the same bill. It was George Michael. I saw Bowie and George Michael that night. David Bowie, who I love, by the way. My mates didn't tell me Bowie was coming on because I'm such a Bowie head. I went mental when I saw Bowie come on. Like I was like, fuck it, ready, come on, Bowie. There he walks, I'll never forget it, a can in one hand and a special cigarette in the other. That's just Bowie. And I went, brilliant. Absolutely love Bowie.
That's a man living the life to the full.
Yeah, it is. And I tell you, his last album, I forget what was it. He put his album out, then he passed away the next day. That's probably one of his best albums for a long time, I would have to say. Yeah, but I still reckon The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust is one of his best albums. Yeah, that album as well was good.
I just can't. Dermot, I just can't get the picture of him and Mick Jagger dancing in the street on that video. I'm sorry.
Don't get me started.
I just can't. I like when I picture David Bowie. It's not Ziggy Stardust or him dancing. It's him with Mick Jagger dancing in the street.
Don't get me started. I refuse to buy a greatest hits because of that song. That song needs to be wiped from history somewhere along the line. Big up to this. Yeah, Lee, come and join us next week. As I said, I'm sure you will give a really polite response to Liverpool winning the league, as you're a Man United fan. I'm sure Colin will as well, actually. I'm sure you will congratulate them in full-heartedly.
Yeah. And
me and James know full well what Colin was saying to that.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll go, yeah, well done.
Yeah.
I'll be
with a few bleeps in the minute of it.
And I'll just be the dude rooting for Liverpool. You know what I mean? It's like, why not?
Wayne goes, has anyone seen Ricky? No, Wayne, not yet. We'll give it time. He will appear.
Ricky Kanicki, man. That dude was all over the map this morning. Good Lord.
Do you want to explain to people, Steve, what this is about? Because it is quite funny, actually, in one way. It's not funny in one way, but it's funny in another.
So this morning, Derma was on my show with Dave Harris, and we had a pretty decent chat. But there was this one guy named Ricky who was literally just talking shit for the sake of talking shit, right? And it became such a disturbance that Dermatron had to speak out on it. And Derma's not like Derma doesn't really speak out a lot, against people in the chat, even if they're kind of a little bit of an asshole. Well, this dude took it to the next level. Then Dave Harris got upset by it, and Dave doesn't necessarily really give it back unless it's actually warranted. And I'm sitting back there just smiling because I got my imaginary bag of popcorn just waiting for it to pop off. But then it was the chat that jumped into it. And it was Wayne Bonner and it was a few other guys that were really giving this dude the gears. And it got to the point where that kid, Ricky, got so frustrated that, he started popping off and I actually had to remove him.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was entertaining.
Dicky Ricky, as we like to
Dickie
call him.
Ricky.
That was his nickname, Dicky Ricky.
Ricky.
But Wayne, don't worry. He might appear. You might see your best friend back yet.
Yeah,
Then you
for
can have
sure.
a
Yeah.
go with him. Daniel 90, big up, Daniel. Haven't seen you before. Welcome to the channel, sir. Please hit like, subscribe. In the face of reality, this game tomorrow means nothing. It's all about Thursday. James, look, we got sort of your take on it, Steve. So what's your take on it? I know Steve probably disagrees with it, but where's your take on it? Is tomorrow nothing? It's all about Thursday?
I think for Spurs fans as a whole, a lot of them are sort of they've ripped the league off. The league's a complete write off this year. But I think if we say it's a nothing game, then the players don't take it serious. They play lapsical. They don't give it their all. What we need to do is we've got 7 or 8 games left of the Premier League season. What we need now is we need to win 7 or 8 games. The only way we are going to, if we are going to go to Germany and we're going to turn Frankfurt over, we need a win tomorrow. We've got to get back to winning ways. Winning breeds winning. You've got to get in that mentality. We win tomorrow, we'll put confidence is up. We go to Thursday, we win on Thursday, confidence takes the next step up. And it just keeps breeding that confidence. So me tomorrow, yes, in the grand scheme of things, tomorrow is a nothing game. But should it be played as a nothing game? Absolutely not. It should be played with our strongest 11 that Ange wants to put out. And if you're gonna take your foot off the gas in the league, give some of the youngsters a run out. Let them try and impress. So you know where if he's going to be here next season, and I say if because obviously, once again, the press and everybody is jumping on the sack Ange bandwagon, and it's becoming a bit boring, to be fair. Every day I read a different article. Ange is going to get sacked. Ange this, Ange that, Ange is no good, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fair enough then. But we've discussed in depth the injury crisis that we went through in probably the most crucial part of the season. That winter period, October to January, that's the most crucial part. That's what makes or breaks seasons. And we had all those injuries. It broke our season. It's as simple as that. Daniel, put the entire Premier League 2 team out tomorrow against Wolves. I understand where he's coming from, but that's not going to give. That does nothing for the players' confidence there.
Nope.
And then you're asking them to then go in. Yes, they're rested, but you're asking them to go in cold. Get them out, get them playing, get a win. If they lose tomorrow, if we field the strongest 11 and we lose tomorrow, then you might as well just forget the rest of the season and not turn up. You might as well field Premier League 2 team. You might as well field under 17 team on Thursday. Give them all a shot and say, go out and impress me. But I think you've got to play the strongest team we can.
Yeah, and I'm going to second that as well, too, because there is 7 games left in the Premier League. That means there's 21 points available between now and the rest of the season. And I want all 21 of them. Because if that means we can backdoor our way into the top 10, whether it be 9th place or 10th place, to finish the season strong.
Yeah.
With everything that happened this season. That's still, you know what? That's a good way to end the season going into the transfer window. On your front foot, on your best foot. But also, you're absolutely right, because if you have heavy rotation and you're just basically taking this as another game that's not important, you hit the nail right on the head, my man. Because the players who are going to have the exact same lackadaisical attitude, and they're going to come out and they're just going to be disjointed. They're going to be disjointed. They're not going to have a care in the world, and they're not going to fight. And that's and we've seen that at times this season as well too, where it's absolutely depressing. The loss is the loss, but the fact that they didn't give a shit actually hurts the most. And so there has to be a level of expectation that you're going to Molineux expecting a win.
Yeah,
100%, 100%.
Absolutely.
I mean, you look at the defeats we've had this season. They've been games we should have won, where players haven't turned up, players haven't given the all. Is there a chance tomorrow that these players are going to have a really good eye on Thursday and take the eye off the ball? That's my worry about tomorrow. We did our predicted lineup earlier from this channel, and next one we do on Thursday, James. We'll get you involved in it as well.
Yeah.
We'll get what we'll do. It's a new way of doing it. We all, like James, Steve will pick the back four. You pick your midfield, and I pick the front three, and we'll stick them together. Do you feel? We've started with the midfield of. I won't give it away, but like we haven't start. I didn't start Brennan Johnson or Sonny in the front three tomorrow. Do you feel that tomorrow we have to rest players? And do you feel the players that do pick, is it their chance to impress tomorrow to get into the team on Thursday? To really impress Ange and say, look, 100%. Start me. I will give you what you want.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, that's what you need. You need players who are hungry, who want to. I mean, if it was me tomorrow, if you're going to say front three, I would probably go with Mikey Moore on left, Brennan on the right, because he didn't have the greatest of games against Frankfurt.
No.
So give him another game, let him try and get some more confidence back. And so maybe Mikey on the left, Brennan on the right, and it pains me to say it, either stick Richie up front and see what he can do.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I only made 3 substitutions, and Richie. The only reason why I didn't have Richie starting is we don't even know if he has 45 minutes in the tank to even go a first half because he hasn't played, right?
Yeah.
The crazy thing is I actually have Brendan Johnson starting too, mainly for the fact that he's a relegation team merchant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all his goals seem to be against teams that are either on their way out of the Premier League or in the 15th position or lower, right? And you're absolutely right. I mean, especially against a team like Wolves, a defense that's a little susceptible. Can I see Brendan Johnson have a game like he had against Southampton? 100%.
Yeah. Get some pace on them wings. Get them wingers running at them. Get the overloads on the wing backs. Really put that strength into them wide areas. And I think we'll turn Wolves over tomorrow. I really do think we will.
But if it's a side with heavy turnover, then I question whether or not that's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, if you rotate the full 11.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, sorry. Go on, James. Sorry, man. I
was just going to say, if you rotate like 8, 7, anything more than 7 players or 7 players plus, you're asking for trouble because again they're going to be disjointed and they're not going to be used to playing with each other. Right. Yes, you can. Maybe change 3 or 4 at the most. At the very most, you want to be changing 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But you've got to field a strong team tomorrow. Otherwise, you're basically sticking 2 fingers up at every fan that's going to travel to Molineux tomorrow.
Yeah, but I mean, just think of the injury crisis that we went through and the fact that we didn't have our first team for a good chunk of the season. Right, it takes time for that team to regain its chemistry and regain its continuity and be able for players to be able to find. To read their other players' moves and things like that. That takes time, and that's the thing is these guys have to continue to play if they're going to actually achieve that. And I actually would say that it's more important to play those players tomorrow for Thursday because again, in a situation where you get a win and you gain that confidence heading into another important fixture, they're going to have that in the back of their mind.
Yeah,
you're sort of damned if you do and damned if you don't you? He's in that sort of 100%. Situation, isn't he? He's sort of If I pick the strongest 11 and I get injuries, then I'm gonna be called out for it. If I don't,
I'm gonna be crucified for it.
Yeah, exactly. Just want to say the last time we beat Wolves in the Premier League was the 20th of August, 2022. In the last 5 games we've played against Wolves, we're 1-1. We've lost 3 and we've drawn 1. So we haven't
Yeah.
have a great record. And the last 5 games, we haven't played well. I want to say big up to Audio Artists as well. Big up to you, Audio. I hope you're doing well, sir. He makes a couple. He's coming in with a few comments. I bring a big up. David Clark says tomorrow does mean something. It proves with 95% fit squad, we ain't capable of going to the mighty Wolves where player changes not bring confidence. We will win. Of course, we're going to win, David. You know that. We're Tottenham Hotspur.
But also Dejan Kulusevski is back in the first team training. And if it's true that he's going to be available Thursday, that means we're going to see Kulusevski possibly tomorrow.
Yeah,
getting
I think he'll
getting at least 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think probably. I agree, Steve. Probably the last 20, 30 minutes, he'll bring him on, get some minutes in his legs, see how he fares. Yeah, definitely. I think he's going to need it because you can't expect him to go into the Frankfurt game. If you're going to start him in the Frankfurt game, we can't expect him to go in cold. We can't expect him to go in cold.
Correct.
Audio says George Michael is buried in my local cemetery. Wow, didn't know that. He also goes Bram Stoker and Karl Marx also buried there.
Oh, Bram Stoker, Dracula.
Yeah, I was still a little bummed out when George Michael died. One of the most underrated killers in music.
Yeah. Big up door talking about Ricky. Ricky's become very popular, Steve. He's got a bit of a fan club going. We got Daniel said this is not 100% true story. This is not 100% true. Sorry, Man United in 2020 completely wrote off their Premier League and put their eggs in the basket to win in the Europa League because it was the only avenue to the Champions League football. He is right on that. Isn't there a call that we should just concentrate on the Europa League and give it everything we got? But Steve is right also. The Premier League's about money, isn't it? The higher you finish in the league, the more money you're going to get for next season. With not being in Europe, unless we win the Europa League, you're not going to get that European revenue. So
Correct.
I think you've got to take the Premier League seriously as well as the Europa League and try to finish up the league as high as you can, because you may be on the outs, probably side chance of qualifying for the Conference League if all the top teams above you win something or qualify.
But it's also, also Ange Postecoglou is fighting for his job, right? Yeah. That's the thing. It's like I probably in the back of his mind, he probably knows he's gone at the end of the year. But that being said, he wants to go out there and fight for it, right? I actually respect that. Understanding the season that he's had, he wants to finish as strong as he possibly can. And with everything that's happened, to take 19 of 21 points or take 21 of 21 points the rest of the way and get into a top 10 position, that's actually a hell of a finish considering everything that's going on. And if he actually does get to a Europa League final and is able to finish the season strong, now he's got something in his CV, worth fighting for to make a case for coming back for a third year. Like that's the thing. It's like it's the fight that I respect.
Yeah. Daniel puts here, I'm sorry, 9th to 10th position to 14th is no difference. If you ain't getting European football, I don't care where they finish. It's Thursday, make or break. In reality, tomorrow means F4. And it goes on to say, to be honest, 14th or 10th, the only difference is prize money. If you want to risk potentially getting Champions League football through winning the Europa League because you're winning to gain an extra couple of places, he does make a good point. You win the Europa League, James, right? I just wanted to start, James, and I go to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. It does make a point here that the Champions League is the biggest carrot on the end of the cake here, James. So
100%.
My question to you is this, right? Should we just forget the league, go for the Europa League, and just go for broke? And then my question to you, Steve, then when James is finished, I'll go to you, is I want you to be the opposite. Why is it important to get up that league and not putting things in both baskets? So I'm asking 2 slightly different questions, but James, you go first and I'll go to you, Steve, then.
So getting up the Premier League, it will, it shows that the team that we've got shows that we're progressing. If we don't do anything, if we field weaker teams in the Premier League and we stay 14th or maybe scrape 13th or 12th with the odd couple of points here and there. Who are you attracting? You're going to go out into the summer transfer window. Who are you attracting? You're attracting nobody. So pushing in the league is all about making Spurs an attractive prospect as well. Pushing in the Europa League and getting Champions League football, of course, that is going to make us even more attractive. But even if you get Champions League football, no player is going to think, okay, I'm going to go to them just because they've got Champions League football if they're going to play crap and we're not going to get it in the year after. Players want to be playing in the elite competition. So I think by showing that we're improving in the league and, like I said earlier, getting that winning mentality going will fundamentally benefit the club as a whole for next season.
Yeah. I mean, for you, Steve, I mean, look, the Champions League is really important. It is the holy grail. It's where we all want to get to at the end of the day. Do you know, these players win the Europa League, they're going to folklore. They're going to history of being the only fourth side to win a European trophy after the 63 side, the 72 side, the 84 side. They go into history that they've achieved the ultimate. How important do you think it is for us as a club that we go and win that competition on Thursday, that we beat Frankfurt and go on and win that competition as a whole?
Well, it's massive, isn't it? Just considering everything that's happened since 2008, the near misses, the reluctance, the reluctance to spend, amongst your counterparts to be able to go out and put a trophy in the cabinet, also erases the loser mentality. That's the biggest. That's the biggest thing. And to your point, James, it's the other reason why you don't give up is because it's a loser's mentality. To fold the rest of the season, put all your eggs in one basket. You can do both. If you're crafty, you can do both. But that being said, it's like if you want to attract the best players in the world, go ahead and fold the rest of the Premier League season and put your eggs in one basket and finish the season crap, and then try to convince a dude like Victor Gyökeres or Nico Williams or Christian Pulisic to come sign on the dotted line to come play here, knowing that we have such a weak mentality, that we're willing to sacrifice portions of the season to chase something that we may or may not get. But that being said, It can be done. It can be done. You can have your priorities on both, and being able to do it responsibly and making sure that players are going to be healthy and available for it, while also being able to give those same players minutes in the Premier League to help you kick on for the rest of the season. But to Derma's question, getting a trophy is the ultimate prize in football, right? And I granted, it's not the Premier League, it's not the Champions League, but for a club that has been through so much shit for the last 15 years and going through just a massive amount of shit this season, to come out the other end of it with a trophy, not only does it pick up the players, it picks up the coach, but mainly it picks up this fan base. And you know what? We unite together moving forward, which is something that we're not seeing right now. And to be honest with you, it's that like you mentioned that, the narratives around Ange is boring. I agree. But winning a trophy takes all that away.
Yeah.
It does. It does. And we have to go for it. We do have to go for it. I mean, I'm so looking forward to Thursday. I'm nervous and I'm scared about Thursday, but I'm looking forward to it and I can't wait. Just to go back to just to pick up a few comments here. Big up to Mr. John Fitzpatrick. Big up my big Irish brother, all the way in County Limerick. Hope you're doing well, sir. And hope you and the family are fine. Wayne says, I'll start with telling Odibart. I swear to God, Steve, I didn't talk to Wayne about my picks. I swear to God, I didn't.
Collusion. I'm calling collusion. Yes, you did. You called him on the phone. 100% collusion.
I didn't. Honestly, Wayne, you and me are singing off the same hymn sheet. You will watch it later, so you're gonna you're gonna say to me, Dermo is a genius. Use that pace, give them the time. I can see Basuma play it just the case if he turns up, if he leaves the balloons alone. Davenport, mind you, everyone, our league position in premises has been like Diana Ross performance upside down. He's still trying to reclaim his crown.
Upside down.
Do you know that? He is. Wayne, come on, you can't let him. You have to keep your crown, Wayne. Come on, Wayne, get it going. Mr. David Clark says it's make or break Thursday. It's make or break last Thursday at home against a team who lost 4 games in last 8. I wouldn't say our players like everything on the line. Now it's the same this Thursday. Wayne says, don't care about the Champions League. I want the FA Cup. That's my holy
I do
grail.
too.
Love it. Yeah.
I do too.
Do you know what? Do you know what? You, me, James, we can. I suppose you can as well, Steve. Remember us winning the FA Cup in '91. I remember '87 losing to Coventry, and I was a kid then, and that hurt. That hurt.
Yeah,
like,
that was painful. That was
so painful. Do you remember '82? I vaguely remember '82.
I remember being 1 year old. I was 1 year old in 1982, and I remember it.
I was one as well, Steve. I was one. Although this is really showing my age, though, is I had a collection of. I got it bought for me one Christmas. It must have been about 5 or 6, and it was Tottenham's greatest FA Cup victories, and it had that game, the Coventry game, in there as well. And I was like, because it went to a replay, didn't it, that season?
No, Coventry. No, we beat Man City 3-2 in '81. We beat QPR 1-0 in a replay in '82. We lost to Coventry in '87 3-2, and then we beat Forest. Yeah, we lost. We went to replay 81 and 82. Both games went to replays.
I don't care how watered down the FA Cup has become over the course of the last 5 years. It's still the premier trophy, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
I think they need to bring back replays, though. They have to bring back replays.
I agree, 100%.
Getting it done in one game is.
Yeah, but it's also the replay helps League One, League Two, Championship sides that are actually looking for that extra game, because it actually means something to their weight sheets as well too, right? It's mutually beneficial for everyone.
Yeah.
I was 5 in '82. Shows how I'm older than the pair of you. So you will be putting me into an old people's home very soon, and you and Steve and Colin will be taking over the channel and just farming me out to a.
We'll just wheel you out. We'll wheel you out on a wheelchair, Dermo. Don't worry.
Yeah. So Steve would be feeding me. I don't know, something. How's the channel going, Steve? We're going great. We're 20,100 subscribers because you left. Yeah, right. The Americans.
Dermo went crazy.
Yeah, Dermo. Yeah. Don't worry, Dermo's always crazy. He's delusional anyway. Big up to you, Daniel. Daniel says, "No, I'm sorry. I'm picking priorities. It's not a losing mentality. I don't think anyone's called it a losing mentality. I think everyone's entitled to their opinions.
I did. I did as well.
Well, I'm not. So I'm not. I don't know who these two are. I'm sorry.
No. Here's the thing, right? Because priorities are exactly that, right? You can have both as a priorities, but goals are something completely different, right? It's about setting a goal and achieving it, right? And just imagine the mentality of this club if they finish the season on fire.
Yeah. Big up, Daniel. Don't worry, Daniel. I got your back. Don't worry. I got your back. I will be sent to the dungeon after the show by these two, and they will actually keep me locked there to Thursday. Yeah, they're gonna flog me. God, that's anyway. On that bombshell, we'll quickly move on. Steve and James themselves. Big Bad Ron's in the house. Big up, Big Bad Ron. He says, "At the fall of dusk, I appear on this channel in form as a disgruntled Spurs fan. Do you know, it's all right. You can say you're a Tottenham fan. You're amongst friends. It's okay. You can come out. It's not. You don't have to be ashamed. You can come out. You're okay. You're among friends. You're among family. It's okay, Big Bad Ron. Big up the Boris.
I was going to
Go
say
on.
pretty soon there's going to be like support groups for Tottenham fans, right? So it's like AA for
Yeah.
Tottenham
Yeah.
fans. Hi, I'm Steve. I'm a Spurs fan. Hi, Steve.
Yeah. Hi, Steve. Yeah.
Hi, Steve. Yeah. Well, welcome to the Tottenham Hotspur Help Forum channel. That's what I'm going to rename it now. The AA of Tottenham fans.
The AA of Tottenham.
Big up Boris is telling Odegaard for best. See, everyone's thinking like me, Steve. Do you know, genius. I'm a genius. Telling Odegaard the best attacking style wingers, to be honest. I can see some being moved into an attacking midfielder. I got a question about that later. Big up David Clark. Do you know why there was between 500 to 700 empty seats at the Lane last Thursday? I didn't know there was there? I thought it was
I think it was the away fans that didn't bring enough.
I don't know, because I mean, from the television set, it looked like it was a packed house.
Yeah, it was very full. From what I was seeing, it was very full. So if there were 500 to 700 empty seats, maybe it was for segregation purposes, so to keep fans from intermingling, or because of UEFA guidelines.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there was a picture of Paratici that's sitting away from the Spurs legends. There was a few empty seats around there. But quick question to you two: yes or no? James, first, Paratici going to be at Spurs next season? Yeah or no?
No.
Ooh, I'll expand on that later. Steve, yeah or no?
100% yes. Why would he be at the stadium? You know what I mean? Why would he be? Like, I guess you could say in a half-cocked advisory role, sitting next to Daniel Levy at the stadium if those two weren't talking?
Why no, James? I'm interested to get your reasons why.
I think the new CEO is going to pull up some roots.
Yeah.
And I think Paratici will be one of the routes to be gone.
Yeah. What do you think of this CEO, by the way, James? What do you think of this new CEO? This is to both of you, by the way.
I personally, I mean, I'm excited to see what he does. And is he going to? I mean, yes, Daniel Levy is our chairman still. I get it. So, I want to know before I can really sink my teeth into what he's going to do for the club and be excited about it, I want to know what his control is. What is he? If he has to, if he wants to do things with, is he going to be the CEO to behind the scenes CEO, and so every time he wants to do something with the football team, go cap in hand to Daniel Levy and say, "Please, Mr. Levy, can I have some more?" Or is Levy going to give him full control, and Daniel's going to go to more of the business side of things, because he's a phenomenal businessman. He's a phenomenal businessman. I cannot knock him as a businessman. But is he going to then take a backseat and say, okay, then you take control of the football club. I will deal with the business side of things. You deal with this. I'll deal with that. And we'll start afresh. If that happens, I think there is some very, very good reasons to be excited about what could happen next year. Obviously, we all know about the takeover that's coming, and what that could mean for us. So hopefully, yeah, we'll see. It's exciting, but I need to know more about what his role's going to be in line with Daniel Levy.
Exactly right. My question simply is, what is his role at the club? Because is his role more geared to the financial side, being a CEO, as far as revenue? Having different strategies for new streams of revenue, that type of thing, and just being in control of the money. Because Daniel Levy can hire whoever he wants to run whatever he wants, right? So he can hire Paratici to run the football operations sides while this new CEO handles the business side of things. You know what I mean? Like, there is a way where both can coexist.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, he's what I've heard, he's doing both on and off the pitch. So his job is
Right.
to do on-field operations and off-field
Okay.
operations.
Fair enough.
Just to stop you there, because we've got a little bit of breaking news to give you guys, a little bit that's
Ooh.
been dropped. So I am going to find the right, where is it? Here it is. So we're going to use this new breaking news jingle. Hope you like it. There you go. Nothing fancy, just breaking news. It is that Spurs want to do you want to read this out, Steve? Sorry, I can never get certain words because of my dyslexia, so I let you read it out, sir.
Yeah, it says your Tottenham Hotspur want to renegotiate with FC Bayern Munich and are not willing to activate the $50 to $55 million clause as a buy option for Matisse Tell. Not a shocker. Not a shocker whatsoever.
What do you think would be a good price for him?
30 at max, 30 max for a young kid that has done nothing on in top flight football yet. You know, he had a nice little cup of coffee with Bayern Munich, but as soon as Harry Kane stepped there in Munich, his playing time just dried up. And then he comes to Spurs, and you know we've seen what he's done so far. So to pay $55-60 million for that type of player would be just a waste of money. On the high end, 30, but realistically, like 20.
Yeah. You, James, where are you on it, man?
I think Steve's got the valuation nailed on. To be fair, he's like we say, he's got all the potential in the world, but we've had a few players that have had all the potential in the world and have not developed into anything, or they've not shown that potential in a Spurs shirt. They've gone on to other clubs and they've then gone on to do better, or they've finally kicked in. Although we've also had players that have come in, bags of potential, completely flopped at Spurs, gone elsewhere, and been complete and utter wasters there as well, and their career is in the dog pan. I mean, look, Dele Alli springs to mind. We signed Dele Alli from MK Dons. No one expected Dele Alli to come in and do what he did and be an absolute whiz. Could I see Matisse Tell doing that? Yes, I could. But could I see him being another Tunge and Ndombele? Yeah, probably, I can see that as well.
I can. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's that. So two players with massive potentials. Dele Alli had all the potential, and Dele Alli's problem was when Real Madrid came sniffing. Real Madrid came sniffing, and there were rumours of 60, 70, 80 million pound transfer to Real Madrid, and his head got turned, and he took his foot off the gas thinking, I have made it. I am a world-class, world superstar. I don't need to play football. I don't need to try anymore. I don't need to push. These are the clubs that are interested in me. And what happened? His career took an absolute nosedive. In fact, his career has been nothing but a train wreck since he left Spurs. Even while his last 2 years at Spurs, and then since he left.
But I've got another bit of breaking news, guys, as well to digest. Go on, James. Just while I'm just letting the people know there is more news. I'm just getting it from a source. This is more breaking news, but just keep. I also have asked him a question of what Wayne's put in the chat. So Wayne, I'm getting that answer for you now as well. So sorry, James, didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good, Dermo. Yeah. So I mean, I think 30 million. 30 to 35 million at most. I think that's a sensible offer. I mean, if you want to really try and sweeten it for Bayern Munich, you can give him say 30, 35 million with potential of add-ons, like if he reaches this milestone, that milestone, whatever, we'll give you more money. So it's not as a direct impact on our financials. So it's the never. So I can see that. I can see the 30 to 35 million, but we've got to give him chance.
Well, Bayern Munich still owes us $30 million from the Harry Kane deal, right? So I mean, it's literally like, seriously, like we can call it square and we'll just take him for what's owed, or we value him at 20 million and you still owe us 10. Like I just
Yeah.
don't think that I don't think he's at the point right now where he justifies 55 million. And if Bayern Munich says no, it's like, cool, take your player back, give us our 30 million and we'll walk away because we can spend this money better.
Yeah, absolutely. What I don't want to see is something silly like, okay, we'll pay Bayern 20 million and then we'll scrap off the 30 million that they owe us from Kane. Because then they're still getting the 50 million out of us. And I can see something like that happening.
Yeah.
If I agree with you,
back.
Steve. Yeah, just bring Kane back.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I am hearing, that Harry Kane, there is a clause that Bayern Munich do owe us 30 million. Use that to bring Harry back. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And if we activate his 65 million clause in the summer, what do we pay him? 35 million. And Harry, I think Harry wants to come back as well, to be fair.
What's interesting is, Spurs have the first right of refusal for his release clause. And I think it's only something like 65, maybe 70, somewhere in that area. And it's, Spurs have the first right of refusal. So if somebody wants to activate that release clause, Spurs can match it, and he comes back to Spurs.
Yeah, and they also got that 30 million you owe us. They've got that edge over. Now, Delap, I'm hearing, is going to Chelsea.
Yeah,
that is what I'm
hearing. That's what I've heard.
Look, what do you think? Would he be good at? I think he'd be really good at Tottenham, Delap. Actually, I would like him at Tottenham. What do you reckon?
I think Rory Delap. I think Chelsea's a good move for him, but I think it's like what we were saying in the last show, Dermo. Is Delap is a big fish in a little pond. I think if he goes to Chelsea, he could thrive. He could thrive. Don't get me wrong. There is plenty of players that have thrived, but I think, is it going to be a step too much for him? I think he'd do well in a Postecoglou system, or if we get another manager, again, it's another one of those. If we get another manager, we're talking potential players for a different manager.
If Liam Delap goes to Chelsea, he's scoring 25 goals in the Premier League, 100%.
Yeah,
and the reason, look at what he's doing right now with Ipswich with absolutely no service or minimal service. That dude is lethal, and now you're giving him Cole Palmer and Mark Cucurella and the right winger that we were linked to last summer. Just imagine the service that Chelsea has.
Yeah,
Enzo Fernandez. I mean, the list. Look at how much service that team has for a dude that's lethal in the box like Liam Delap. Unreal. That dude's going to score 25 goals in the Premier League if he goes there.
Well, I've been told something else, but I can't say anything. But I have been told a little whisper. I have told something else.
That's what. By the way, Dermot, that's what WhatsApp is for.
Yeah, it is. And you'll get me thrown into prison, you two. You definitely will. I have signed NDAs for a reason. And if I start getting my source into problems, you'll end up getting me locked up. I'll be doing this from Belmarsh Prison, this show. From myself with a person called Fred, knocking on my shoulder every day. You're ready, Dermo? Fuck off.
The only way that happens is if we talk, and I guarantee you, we don't talk. We're sworn to secrecy.
Yeah.
We don't.
The only way I can see is you two torturing me like James Bond and Cassini Royale, and you both got that thing, and he's whacking these private areas. I can see you two trying that.
I wouldn't whack your private areas. I'd just get a red hot needle and poke it underneath your fingernails.
Oh, that's horrible, man.
See, you two. You two, are you sure you two are not past in your past lives like the biggest Bond villains ever to come out of Bond franchise? You two could be the biggest Bond villains going.
I'll just get a switch from the backyard and just kind of poke you in the back, like, come on, tell me, come on. I'll just be the annoying little brother.
That's why I love doing shows with you two. You make me laugh. So the chat's gone mad tonight. Where was I looking? I was looking for something. I've lost it now.
Breaking news you were going to give us.
Yeah, I will do that. News. Big up to Tequila. I have read your message, man. I am so sorry. But look, I'm here. You need me. You know where I am. Hello to the panel chat, and I hope you're well and healthy. Tequila, we're all with you, man. we've got your back, brother,
100%.
and we have
100%.
we'll support you, and you got a family in us. You got a family. This community is behind you, Tequila, and you know where we are if we need. Wayne Bonner says 87 Cup final was a great game. Wayne, you're mad. We lost. Have it on DVD. 82 was okay, but 81 and 62 were brilliant games. There were. What we've got here, Boris said it seems the semi-automated offside is already getting all the offside calls right. Something VAR wasn't able to do beforehand. I know VAR. Wayne was born in 1973. So 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 years before me, Wayne. So you're 4 years older than me. I have a dungeon, he says, but that's a different story.
Oh boy.
Do you know, maybe one night we will do one of them special streams you like us to do now and again, Wayne, and we will talk about your dungeon. You can get to come on.
You know what, Wayne? Keep your dungeon to yourself, brother.
No. He's got a special dungeon. Believe me, it's a cool dungeon.
Okay.
Though I haven't seen it, I just think it's cool. I hate corporate people, says Tequila. It goes CEO, COO. I prefer FRO. That's brilliant. Right, breaking news. Because it blasted Boris's ears off again, I'm going to do the same thing again. Mind your ears this time, Boris. Well, there's actually 2 bits of breaking news. One, this first breaking news I've got, and this I've got from tonight, is Manchester City are set to put in an official inquiry for Tottenham. Destiny, you doggy. Just a yes or no answer. Steve, do you let him go? Yes or no?
No.
James?
No. 100% no.
No.
No, I agree with you.
Definitely not.
In agreement. All in agreement here. And then the other bit of breaking news I've got, guys, is Tottenham Hotspur set to make a move for Bournemouth forward Tony Senamoni, who carries a price tag of 40 million quid. Now, I'll tell you why we're bringing these out early. The transfer window opens on the 1st of June this year for 10 days. Because Man City and Chelsea are in the Club World Championships.
Right.
And then it closes again, and then it reopens 6 days later from the 16th to the 1st. Now, I've been told a lot of clubs are going to start buying very early and very quickly, get all their in-signings done, that the rest of the window will be for outgoings. Again, yes or no question. I'll start with you, James. A good signing for you? Yeah? You happy with that?
No. We should be aiming higher.
Yeah, Steve?
Well, considering the alternates will be like some youth prospect from Burnley. I am 100% a yes for this. I like Semenyo, and considering we don't necessarily have a true right wing, having a guy like Semenyo through the door gives competition for a dude like Brendan Johnson, which will kickstart his development, which I personally believe it's plateaued. So just from a competition standpoint, it's 100% yes. And the 40 million price tag actually seems about right for a dude like Semenyo. I kind of like the cut of his jib a little bit. There are better, and I'm with James 100%. I think Tottenham could do better. I think getting a guy like Christian Pulisic makes far too much sense, and I actually think Pulisic is way better than Semenyo. And oh, by the way, like he's in the $60 million range, which is not that far off. Just saying, aim higher.
Yeah. And also to your answer, Wayne, I cannot tell you. I have been told, but I can't tell you yet. To your answer about the new CEO, is he part of Levy's mob or is he part of the takeover? I cannot say yet because I will get into a shitloads of trouble, and so will my source. But I think
you want to say it, don't you?
I do. The problem I get, right, is I'm sitting on so much news that I can't say. Yeah. I really want to tell people and discuss it and put it out there, but I can't do it because of things I've signed up to, and it's really frustrating. It is frustrating because I want to get it out there. So let's crack on. We are going to talk about the game tomorrow. We are playing Wolves. This is their Premier League record. We played them 21 times, 4 draws. Wolves, 8 total wins, 3 at home, 5 away. Spurs, 9 total wins, 4 at home, 5 away. injury news for Tottenham Hotspur is out is a Dragoson knee. Kulusevski is not available for this game. He's out with his foot, and Danson is out with his hamstring. Wolves' injuries list is Gonzalez knee, Sasa knee, Yason knee, and Leon knee as well. We do so, not a bad record. This was the press conference yesterday. Let me just take off that at the top there, guys, so I can just talk. Christian Romero, who's asked, Christian Romero is a fascinating character to watch. He likes to take the game by the scruff of the neck, something charging forward and staying up front as a centre forward. What is that like as a manager? And goes, yeah, look, I think it's within the scope of what we're trying to do. One is just Cutie's trying to be an instigator and an aggressor in the game, and without ball at different times it works. You might not remember, but he scored a goal against Arsenal by doing exactly that. We understand there are moments you need to do that. Other times we need to make sure we stay disciplined. But for the most part, QT, when he's out there, feels like he's always wants to be somebody that makes an impact on a game. And I think that's important for us. James, I'll give you this first one. Steve, I'll give you the next one because there's a few questions there. So I'm going to share them a little about. Maybe have your opinion afterwards as well, because I will get your opinion. But James, start with you. Do you agree with Ange Postecoglou here? And how do you feel with QT moving forward and going up front? Do you agree with it, or do you think he needs to be a bit more disciplined within his defending?
I mean, who doesn't love a defender banging in a goal? I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, I think it's about judging the game. If you are putting if we're on the back foot and then all of a sudden you're just putting yourself up there, you're leaving Mickey on his own and you're leaving him exposed. I think it's reading the game. If we're dominating and we're pushing and we're really pressing them in, right? Yeah, by all means, push up. But don't stay up there for too long. Do you know what I mean? Because you're just going to, eventually, they're going to clear. And yes, Mickey is rapid. We all know Mickey's rapid. But you don't want to leave him too exposed on his own, because he's not Superman. He's going to get caught out eventually, or he will get caught out once or twice if he's overloaded. So yes, read the game and be the man that's pushing forward. But if we are under the cosh or under pressure, definitely you've got to step back and you've got to not let them push and stay up there. Yes, make those runs, dive forward, drive it forward. But once you've done your job and you've given that off to a more creative attacking player, step back a little bit. Not saying drop all the way back to your own 18-yard box. Sit around the edge of the halfway line. Then if anything comes in, then you're there to mop it up or clear up or be that aggressive central defender. I think what Romero wants to try and become is he wants to become a number 6, a defensive midfielder who can drive forward but then sit back and do his defending.
Yeah. I just want to bring this up very quickly. From everyone here on THFC Till I Die, from myself, Colin, Steve, Tequila, James, we send our condolences to you, Nita. She said, today I lost a dear friend, my bonfire, 45 years of friendship. She was a gooner. I'm a yid. She was 16, I was 19 when we became friends. Football was our crazy, but we lived and built memories. Can I just send our condolences to you, Nita, and everyone here at the THFC family? We are with you. We are behind you. And if you need us at all, you can contact us on social media, contact us on the email as well, and we'll be there for you. But again, our deepest condolences. I think the fairest thing we can do is dedicate tonight's stream to your friend. And I think that's the way I think we should do it. So if you can put your friend's name in the chat, we will dedicate the stream to her tonight, and the watch along and the final score to her tomorrow. So the whole weekend streams are dedicated to your friend Nita. So do put your friend's name in. And I think that's the fair thing to do. I think the next 3 streams are dedicated to her. Done. So Nita,
well done, well done.
You know, we're very sorry for your loss. Steve, I mean, I agree with mostly what James has said. But QT, I love his aggression. I love the way he is. I just wouldn't change him for the world. but he does have a habit of charging forward and leaving us a little bit short-handed at the back. But he does that for Argentina. Is that just a South American thing, do you think? Is it more because you see a
No,
lot more South American football living in America than what me and James do? Is it more of a South American thing, football, that defenders moving forward like Cutie does?
not really. You know, the South American game is built
Mm.
on flair and pace. But that being said, defenses are generally more disciplined, being asked to stay home more than actually moving forward, right? But that being said, you know, this one of the things that Ange Postecoglou's system does provide is freedom for a guy like Romero to go in there and you know, make plays, right? It's just another extension of, you know, of what Ange Ball is able to provide, that, you know, that flexibility, that freedom to actually play with creative flair. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, when you one of the things that has bugged me lately is the fact of our aerial threats on set pieces. But that being said, having a guy like Cutie Romero who does get into right spaces, now it's just an ability to put ball on head. But that being said, it's like, the talent of Cutie Romero is on display every single time he steps on the pitch. And that being said, I'm okay with him making forward runs. We saw that with Mikey Van de Ven earlier this year at Old Trafford. You know, when he essentially made the run from midfield all the way into the box and was able to facilitate on a goal. I mean, that is the freedom and the luxury that this system provides, right? And so with a guy like Cutie Ramirez being able to use his creativity, it's just an extra bonus. He's a world class player. He's a world class player.
Yeah. But look, I think there's a streaming cutie on what he does next. I think there is. Yumi did it the other night, didn't we, James? Where Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid and Tottenham. Just very quickly on that, on you, Steve. James gave a really brilliant answer to it. Where you at? His head's been turned. We're in the two. We discussed it this morning, didn't we, with Dave, with the Harry Kane thing. Where are you standing on it? Because I think if Ange stays as manager and we see progress this summer, I think that changes his mind. Is it down between now and the end of the season for Ange to change his mind and convince him? Like,
not necessarily. I think for a guy like Cutie Romero, yes, winning definitely matters, but also he wants respect. He wants the respect of what it is to be a top 10 center back in the world, and a lot of that comes with the financial, comes with the financials that go along with it. The dude wants to be respected and wants to be paid. So if it's an issue of sitting him down and saying, "Hey, listen, man, this is what we respect you because we want you and Van de Ven here for the next 5 years. This center back pairing is like the anchor of this team. One doesn't work without the other, right? You cannot let that get out the door. You get they're under no circumstances. Like, I understand, man. Both Madrid sides value him and they want him, but that being said, it's a situation where he's just not available. Sorry.
Yeah. Would you mind reading this out for us, James? Because my reading is totally with my dyslexia. So just the question and then the answer, and then I'll start with Steve then with a question from this.
Yeah, no worries. So Matisse tells Tottenham career has barely started, but there's already reports in Germany about him going back to Bayern. You've been strong about him staying here. Presume that is still the case. Ange's response was, don't believe everything that comes out of German press, any press really these days. I shouldn't say press, but just information in general. The days of it being double-checked, triple sourced are long gone. No, Matisse is important for us. When he came in, people forget he hadn't played hardly at all at Bayern, and we threw him in. He was playing game after game after game, and it was always going to be a big ask for him. But that's the challenge he had. Now we're working with him at training. We really believe he can make an impact, and physically he's much better now. He's in a much better place and he's getting to understand our game a lot better. So we'll keep working with him. I still think he's an exciting talent and I'm happy to have him.
What's your thought on that?
Yeah.
Well, shall we start
Um,
with you, Steve, and then we'll go to you, James, because you start the last one, so I'll switch it around.
yeah,
What do you
yeah.
think of that one very quickly, Steve?
Well, I first of all, I love that Ange Postacoglu is not
Mm.
paying any credibility to any of these reports. Obviously, he knows better than anybody else involved. But again, though, my question to you is, what benefit is it for him to go back to Bayern Munich now, especially if Harry Kane stays? What benefit? What benefit does it him as a player, a young player, 19, 20 years old, that needs playing time? What benefit does it him for him to go sit on the bench at Bayern Munich versus staying here at Tottenham Hotspur and actually being in rotation, where he is going to start from time to time? He will be starting cup matches, and he's still going to be able to continue his development, right? So the benefit for him and for Tottenham Hotspur, the value is value is here at Tottenham, 100%. But the question,
Yeah.
the question is, does the dollar figure match that ambition when it comes to tell?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go on,
agree.
James.
100%. Yeah, I 100% agree with what Steve's saying now. I mean, it like we said earlier, it's for financial implications. If you spend 50, 60 million, what could be up to 50 to 60 million on him, and it becomes another flop, and we regenerate maybe 10, 20 million to sell him on. If we're lucky, it's wasted money, wasted time. You're putting all the effort into trying to train him, get him to players. I get there's always a risk, but I think giving him the opportunity. What annoys me there is that Ange Postecoglou says he played game after game after game after game. He didn't play game after game after game after game.
No.
He came in and he played half an hour, 45 minutes. I think if you're going to say he played game after game after game, that would imply to me that he started or he played at least 45 minutes a game, not 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Right.
So I think, yes, there is an element of he needed time to adapt to the Premier League. The Premier League is a lot more physical than the German league. It's a lot more technical than the German league. But like you said, Steve, he hasn't played much in Germany. It wasn't like he was a starter for Bayern Munich.
Right.
And I do think that he could become like I said earlier, he could become something special. But again, he could just become another expensive flop. But if we're gonna have him, we've got to start playing him, and we've got to try and get the best out of him.
He wasn't this striker that he was brought in to be. He wasn't this 25 a season goal striker.
Right.
He's a winger. That is one. That is what he is, and that's where he should be played. And we made the mistake in the summer. We made the mistake. I think Dave Harris has said it a few times. We made the mistake by not replacing Harry Kane, and we could have done.
Yeah.
We really couldn't
Correct.
done.
Correct.
But we didn't.
And we had the money. We had the money for it. We had the money for it. We could have gone. We could have quite easily gone out. And yes, we only had Europa League football at the start of the season, but we could have gone out. I mean, all right. I've made my opinion on Dom Solanke quite clear. Yes, he's a quality striker, but I think he's just not done the business so far for Spurs. But it's his first season. He might turn it around. I think you go out and spend that 60 million, maybe chuck an extra 10 million on top. You're going out and you can buy a real quality striker. You could buy one of Europe's best strikers in that sort. When you round that 70, 80 million mark, you can buy a real quality striker. So, I mean, if you're getting probably one of the best strikers the Premier League has ever seen, the modern Premier League we'll go with, because I know Alan Shearer is still classified as the greatest Premier League striker. But of the modern game, of the modern era, nobody is up there. Salah, yeah, possibly. But Salah, I think, is an inside forward, playing off the wing, cutting in.
Yes.
Not an out-and-out striker.
No.
But as an out-and-out striker, nobody comes close to Harry Kane. Nowhere close.
Correct.
So I think if we'd have got that 80 million and we'd have reinvested it into a striker, an actual out-and-out striker, then I think the season could be certainly the goals scored could be very different.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure,
Salah
for
this
sure.
season, right? Just for context of what you just said, Salah this season, 31 appearances, 27 goals, 17 assists, on 108 shots. Now
Yeah,
you compare that now to say um, anyone in our front line, anyone in our
yeah,
front line, nothing compares to that. Nothing
no,
compares to that. Then Steve, then that comes back to again, are we missing Don Paratici and Gambardini? Are we missing the Don? Because he would
I
bring in
well,
somebody. Are we missing him?
well, yeah. I mean, name me a player that Johan Lang has brought in that actually has that Champions League experience, that actually has that top flight experience. Uh, that knows how to
Mm.
play in tight games. Name me that player that he's brought in. The answer is he hasn't brought one of those guys in. Um,
no.
imagine Paratici being in charge of in the summer transfer window last season. This last summer, he would have paid the $90 million for Victor
Mm.
Gyökeres from
Yeah,
Sporting. And imagine having a dude that is a legit 25 goal scorer with Dom Solanke. Imagine those two sharing that position. We probably wouldn't be in the position that we're in because a
no.
dude like that knows how to create. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
no,
agree,
I
Steve. Yeah,
agree.
100.
Yeah.
I definitely do agree. Now, let's get our thinking caps on. I was looking forward to this part of the show.
I know where you're going, Derma, so it's all good, buddy. I know
Who's
exactly
the
where you're going.
who do
Who's the
we
league?
need to get Inspector Clouseau and Inspector Morse, Sherlock Holmes, and Inspector Clouseau in on this. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's just too long to read out, and everyone will fall asleep by the time we get to not against us. So I ain't gonna, but I'm gonna pick bits out of it. Ange was asked yesterday about this, and he says basically, I want to ask the question first, right, before we get into it. Was the Bar leak on Thursday a ruse to find out who's been leaking the news? Do you think Ange sat in the room and told a certain amount of people, Bart's injured, he's got a hamstring, we have to send him out for a scan? Do you think it's a ruse for him to get confirmation to himself who's been leaking? I'll start with
It's
you, Steve, and I go to you, James. I'm sorry, I'm getting
it,
it wrong way around. Sorry.
I wouldn't be surprised. Ange is a pretty smart dude, right? So that's a good way to flush
Yeah.
out a leak, right? Is by sending some information down the pipe and seeing what comes back, right? So I wouldn't put him past it, and it's actually brilliant if you ask me. Uh, I actually hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about that scenario there, Dermot.
Yeah.
That's actually 100% brilliant.
Yeah. How shocked were you, James, to see Odegaard on the bench on Thursday? Odegaard on the bench on Thursday after hearing that news, and after seeing the press conference, did it make you sit down and think like me last night? Think he's a clever fucker. He did that deliberately.
Yeah. I think 100% he did it deliberately. I think he's cottoned on to people working against him behind his back. And I not going to say too much, but from what I know is that it's more than one person.
You're doing to me now.
I am
I
doing it.
I know how you two feel when I say that now.
Yeah, it's from what I'm hearing and from like people who have contacted me is that
Yeah.
there is more than one person, and they are very close to the first team. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can
Right.
say. Because if
So you're a tease. You're an
I
absolute tease.
I don't care. I will put it in the private chat on WhatsApp. But from what I'm hearing is that it's two players that are two people that are directly connected to the first team, and one that's directly connected to a player of the first team.
Yeah. Well, Tequila thinks it's Ange himself. Ange is the
So
mole.
there
There
you
you go.
go.
It's him. That's a good one, Tequila. He
Yeah.
also says bring the Dom back so he can start cooking again. Exactly. I agree with that 100%, Tequila. We've got Ange, you're such a liar from Column. Big up, Column. Hope you're doing well, sir. Big up to you. And he's also said there's a difference between willing to pay and players will come. That is about, I think you were talking about it, guys, beforehand. I'm so sorry. I'm so behind on the chat. I have asked the question. And all I got was you will never know.
I can't imagine that it would be somebody like Ryan Mason, a dude that's been so loyal.
I think it's Ryan Mason.
A dude that's been so loyal, right? Where he doesn't need to do that to become the manager of this team because he's already been a caretaker twice. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, it just doesn't make sense. But could it be a trusted lieutenant of Ange Postecoglou that is trying to make his move? We've all been in a job situation where, somebody that's angling to try to get that managerial position that will do anything to make the current manager look bad. I've been in those situations a few different times. I don't know, man. Like I don't, for some reason, I just can't see a dude like Ryan Mason do that.
Oh,
There you go, Dom. I'll let you forward that to Steve because I ain't got Steve.
Wow. Now, I won't say anything.
What?
Yeah.
You're leaving me out of this?
No,
I ain't got your number, Steve.
I've just sent it to you. I am gonna send it if you don't mind. I'll send it to the source, so I will send that.
Corrected.
Yeah. I will send that to him, and I will send it to me other source as well.
After the show, James, I'll get your number for WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I've boggled your brain now a little bit, Anna. I apologise.
I stand corrected. That's all I'm going to say.
I love it. I love it.
By the way, that was a monkey wrench just thrown into the entire show right
there. Yeah. I'm sorry. I probably should have done that afterwards.
Yeah, James is doing damage.
I've sent this to my source, right, and he's just sent me back a GIF with closing lips. Like, I mean, you can't do that to me. Oh God!
Now, is he doing that because he's saying my lips are sealed, or is he doing that is I'm not saying anything? How the hell have you found that out?
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm not saying anything. I can't. Right. Well, let's sort of go. That's really thrown me off, but it really has. Let's just continue with this. Look, he's been looking at it for quite a while. How long does it take you to bloody find a mole? Seriously.
I think he was digging. Go on, Steve. Sorry.
I was going to say, because liars are crafty. That's what they do. They lie, right? They'll smile to your face and then just lie on you right behind your back. 100%.
And I think personally, he was trying to play nicey, so he figured out how deep it actually went and how high it actually went.
So, how does this help him then with Levy then? Does this then bring Levy back onto his side? That, hang on a minute, I haven't been managing with a full deck of cards here. I've been managing with people against me. How does this swing this into his favor? That, I'm sorry to say this, Tequila, do not chuck something to tell him what I'm about to say. But does this keep him at Tottenham next season?
Yeah, because I think certainly out of the two names that are directly contacted with the club, the one that is higher, I think he was anchoring for the one that was lower to take the position.
Yeah. Look, we know the new CEO is coming in. Does he take Scott Munn's job then? Do you think that's who's going then? And secondly,
I think he's out the door. And I think
Yeah.
he's probably what I think is going to probably happen with Scott Munn is he's probably being put on gardening leave.
Yeah.
He'll probably
Yeah.
have no other sort of dealings with the club. He's on gardening leave. This new CEO's coming. He's probably turned around and said, "Don't need you no more. I'm not sacking you yet. I'm just going to go home. I'll pay you. We'll pay you for 6 months. Find yourself another job because you're going to get in 6 months' time. We're not going to pay you anymore." That sort of. I think it's become a gentleman's agreement for them to get him out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but especially when you consider that Daniel Levy has already give Ange Postecoglou a long rope already, right? That in
Yeah,
normal terms, he probably would have been done after the cup losses. But that being said, he kept him in this position for continuity, and now all this gives Daniel Levy the ammunition to clean the front office, just a
yeah,
clean sweep. Scott Munn, Johan Longer to boot as well too. That's it. 100% it leaves Daniel Levy on the side of Ange Postecoglou. Now, whether or not they're going to retain him, that's yet to be determined. But that being said, it gives Daniel Levy the ammunition to actually be on Ange Postecoglou's side a lot more.
yeah.
But we did break on Thursday that if he loses this Thursday, then he's out the door, didn't we, Steve? We broke that at the beginning of the watch along last Thursday. That I was told from my source that if he goes out of Europe, then that's him done. So
But what if
are we
that?
sort of barking up a wrong
Well,
tree with what we're just talking about, or do you think this now changes things?
yeah, I was going to say because now it questions legitimacy because if your source is getting it from the leak, how can that be trusted? That's all I'm saying.
He's not getting it from there. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
I know
Then
that
it
for a
doesn't change
fact.
anything. Then it doesn't
No,
change anything.
no. Look, there is an investigation. We can't say anything to this investigation is complete. Because if we did, there be so many lawsuits up our arse, wouldn't be worth even. I wouldn't have a channel anymore. Though the channel
No.
only small,
I won't.
but
I won't be doing my day job. I'd be the people. What I'd be doing, I'd have people doing my job, looking after me.
yeah. What do you do?
I'm a prison officer.
Are you
Oh
really?
hell yes! Oh hell
Yeah,
yes!
yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah, plenty of Arsenal fans in there. I take it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I like leaving them behind the door and not letting them out. Well, you're an Arsenal fan, yeah. You can stay here.
You can stay
Um,
there.
yeah,
Fair enough. That's good.
yeah. So I think if like for people who I speak to and that who tell me little bits of inside information and things like that, and certainly what I found out, yeah, I think I don't think I'd be sat doing the channel. I'd be sat behind a door crying into a very crap mattress and pillow.
Yeah, you and me be doing it from the same channel.
Yeah,
But look,
The
let's
Spurs
talk about
Prison
tomorrow.
Network.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spurs THFC from prison.
Yeah, the
Let's
Prison
talk about
Network.
tomorrow very quickly. Let's wrap the show up. Look, it is important tomorrow, but Steve, where can people find you, sir, and what's your score prediction for tomorrow? And thank you again for coming on. You've been absolutely brilliant, and I've enjoyed the content today. You'll be seeing more of Steve tomorrow for the watch along and final score. James, you're welcome to join us after the game as well if you want for final score to give us your thing as well. So you're welcome. We'll talk about
well,
that.
I will be watching tomorrow myself. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway,
Well,
Steve, where can people find you, sir?
you can find me right there on YouTube at Stateside Footy. There's the link there. Go ahead and hit your like and subscribe buttons. But you can also find me on Twitter at Stateside Footy. I know, right? That's such a creative name for a Twitter handle, but that's where you can find me on. As well as I think tomorrow I'm probably going to be doing the pre-match build-up on the Irish Hotspur. Of course, we'll watch along with you tomorrow. In the post-match as well, too. So there's a lot of good stuff, including tonight for all you American soccer fans. It is the MLS live stream that returns tonight with the Seattle Sounders versus FC Dallas. So if you want to watch some interesting MLS action tonight, stop by the stream tonight.
And I might get you link it onto this channel because I know you can. So link it on here. So guys, it will be live in here tonight as well. And Steve can send me over the thumbnail if he's done one, and I'll put it up on our channel. Duke, that is the thing. Your cousins come back with a good one. THFC Behind Bars Live.
There you go.
That's the new channel name. Nita said, I saw nothing, loud and proud, Tottenham till I die. Big up. And her friend's name was
Janine
Clark. So Janine, may you rest in peace. As I said, tonight, tomorrow, 2 shows are in her honor, Nita. So thank you so much. And we are again so sorry for your loss. James, where can we find you, Jimbo? That's your nickname. Everyone's got a nickname on this channel. You're Jimbo. Oh, Jimbotron. I'm Dermotron.
So I'm still in the process of building up my my Instagram account. I'm trying to get some graphics together and everything like that. It's just work and this and family. It's not easy. What I should actually do is get my cousin to do it for me and just say, look, set me up an Instagram account, set me up this so I can log into it, people can contact me, get me a thumbnail. You're not doing anything, do it all for me. If you're listening, Com, that's what I need from you.
I can actually beat you to that. I'll just link you into our one. I'll just send you in the login details and then do it through that.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm also on Instagram. I also am on Instagram as well too. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So by all means, I will gladly do that. You can't find me on Facebook. I am, unfortunately, because of my job, like I've just explained, I have very limited socials where my name is out there in the world of social media, because unfortunately the element that people I work with, they will use it against me, and it can cause me no end of heartache and trouble, and so I tend not to be in socials. But Instagram is different. I can probably create something if I like I say, I'm in the process of trying to create something where people can contact me and message me, and it'll be semi-private where it's not actually my name. I'm the IT department, so I can do that, James. Thank you very much, Com. You do that.
There you go.
So yeah, but if anybody wants to send me messages, I tend to have the live stream open while we're chatting on my laptop. I'm on my tablet. I've got the laptop open as well, so I've tend to got the chat going as well, so I can see what's going off in the chat while I'm on here. But yeah, so anybody who wants to message me, feel free once I get that up and going.
And can I just say, James is not his real name. That is a name we have given him. It's his code name. His real name is Bob. Just to let anyone know out there. But James is his code name.
So it's a pseudonym, right? It's like deep.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. He rarely is 005 and 2/4. He's not yet reached the big time. He will be getting there. But before we go, and I should have done it a little while ago, and I was rude, but we do have our channel sponsor to firstly hit the QR code for our Matchday Magic stream over, and big up me and Steve and James and Colin, hopefully, and Tequila if he wants to come on. We'll be doing some stuff over there during Easter, so do come over there. Do follow us there. But our channel sponsor, private internet access, the best VPN around. And we do have a very famous actor doing the voiceover for us. He is a very famous actor. He is from County Cork, a county that still believe to want to be their own republic. If you want to, go ahead. We don't mind, but we're divided anyway. So why is one more divide going to hurt us? He has starred in many great films such as I Left Manchester to Find Doncaster. He was also in the leading roles of Doncaster Blinders. He was very famous in that. He also starred in The Wind That Shook the Glazers Family. I'm trying my best here. Believe me, I'm trying my best here. He's also in the running to become the new James Bond, apparently, I'm hearing. Not James Bond himself, but James Bond's assistant. So we know that's coming. Any other films he's been involved in, James? He's been involved anymore?
Yeah, there was one. When he was it wasn't, well, it weren't so much film, but I do remember him appearing in Noel's garden party once or twice.
Yeah, he was
Mr. Blobby springs to mind.
Wasn't he the man? And wasn't he the man at 9 3/4?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, he started in that dodgy porn film called Something Does Doncaster.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
the psychedelic version of Doncaster.
He's the only football team to be mentioned in the Doyle for corruption. But anyway, here is Killian O'Connor telling all about private internet access, and we'll let him tell you what it's all about.
Let me talk to you. A little reference there, but I'm going to stop messing about. I'm going to talk to you about private internet access, the best VPN in the land. Now, when you're online, you may not realize, but all of your data is there for the taking by anybody. With a VPN such as private internet access, your data is safe and secure, streamlined, and nobody else can get hold of it. That's why I use one anyway. VPN's very easy to use. Private internet access, all you got to do is log on your phone, select where you want to be. So I want to be in America, and I click go, and there we are. You can also link up your devices to it from your phone if that is easier for you. It's available on a lot of platforms as well, as you can see, and you can use it for a very, very big range of things. So that's even better as well. You can use it, like I said, on all your devices, smartphone, tablets, gaming consoles, and stick it on your modem, and it's unlimited devices. One equals all. It's available all across the world, and it works perfectly. What they do is they mask your IP address, so pesky 3 o'clock kickoffs aren't an issue anymore, and they're independently audited, so there's no logs, 30 million customers, and 4.5-star Trustpilot rated excellent review. Private internet access. Get yours now.
There you go, guys. That is the best VPN around. €45 for 2 years plus 4 months free. You cannot get in better. No more pesky blackout for Saturday games. You'll be able to watch anywhere. I could be sitting here and being next door to Stephen in Michigan watching the Spurs game with James as well. The three of us all being next door neighbors. Do get it. It is well worth it. Help them. It helps us. Very quickly, guys, before we finish, the last thing, score predictions. Steve, what is your score prediction going to be?
That's a great question, because the title of this show was Can Ange Tame the Wolves? And to answer that question, I'm going to say no. It finishes in a 1-1 draw.
James, what's your score prediction for tomorrow, sir?
I think we can tame the Wolves. I think 2-1 Spurs.
I hope we do. I hope we do.
Do you know what? We're going to win 4-0. That's my prediction.
That's what you worked yourself up to, 4-0? Like, this morning it was 3, and I was expecting like 7 or 8. 4?
I haven't got the Dave show yet. So, I have to work. It's a process of working up to it, It's a bit by bit. But it is 4-0 for me tomorrow. Let us know what you think in the chat as well, guys. James, I want to thank you so much for coming on. A pleasure having you on as always. You as well, Steve. Thank you so much. Do look out for our predicted lineup show, which is going out at 10 o'clock or just after. I think 10:30 that we're going out tonight. So watch out for that. There's also Steve's MLS. I don't think I'll be able to join you this one, man. I am too tired, to be fair.
Oh, that's fine.
But do link it onto our channel so both people can watch it here. I will be in the chat, and I will use the link you get me, and I will be watching it. So if I might jump on, I don't know, but I'm a little bit knackered that I've worked a bit today, so with everything. So don't worry, I may jump on later with you, so don't hold me to that. And also, again, Tanita, our condolences to you. And then Colin says, delusional Tron. You know me better than that, Colin. I'm sensible. But on that bombshell, thank you all tomorrow. We're back tomorrow at 1:30 for the watch along. And then we're on tomorrow 1:30. Then the game, what time's the game finish at then? Just trying to work it out. 1:30, 2 o'clock, 3:15. 3:30. We'll be on for final score. I think that works out right, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, about then. Yeah, given stoppages.
Yeah.
Given
So
if VAR gets involved again.
So it's, figure 2 hours for the game, because I think it starts here at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, figure like 10:30, 11, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So we'll be like half through your final score. Thank you all for watching. Please hit the like button, subscription on Steve's channel. Do it on here as well. Do it on the Full-Time Sports Network. Thank you all for watching. And Column has gone for 23 to 12 to Wolves. Is Colin watching American football or basketball or something?
It has to be, because 23-12 is a very good football scoreline right there for the NFL.
Now, on that bombshell, we'll leave it there. See you tomorrow. Come on, you Spurs. And in the big players we trust. No, in James we trust. There you go. We're trusting James now. In James we trust. See you later, guys.
From the lane to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride with our passion.